Hi, I'm Jamie and welcome to Pixel Discoveries, where we unlock mysteries and find hidden content that was never intended to be seen. In today's video, we're going to explore Silent Hill. Now there's a lot of unseen content hidden in the final game, unused weapons, hidden areas, and some interesting images. But some really interesting content lies in the early demo version. Both versions have a lot to check out, so I hope you'll join me as we discover some hidden content. Somewhere around 1999, a Silent Hill demo was released with the official US PlayStation magazine. The demo was surprisingly long and had a lot of playable content. In this area, there's a hidden barrier that forces you to turn around and continue the search for Cheryl. But we want to know what's past there, so we're going to change the X and Y values to force our way past this invisible barrier. Simple enough. So now let's see what there is to explore. So here we have what appears to be a service station. This is also present in the original game, but what we've never seen before is what appears to be a potentially real phone number. The number is later changed to a 555 prefix that movies and games typically use. It makes us wonder what the significance of this number was to the artists, or maybe they just thought of some random numbers. Does this number mean something to you? Let me know in the comments. In the scene with the elementary school, there's a barrier that just refuses to let us pass, possibly because this area wasn't finished by the developers. Although we want to assume there's nothing behind there, let's use the same trick from before to push Harry past the barrier and see what's going on back there. This reveals that there is something going on back there. You can actually walk down the stairs and into this basement area. These doors don't work, but they did program in some jam door sound effects, and even this odd-looking door here that was never meant to be seen in the demo. Things get really creepy when the town transforms into the darkness. It's hard to see, there's less of a mystery, and more of a horror aspect, and it just gets more difficult to play, so let's try turning those lights on. It appears that the lighting effects and fog are controlled by adjusting the RGB values, so let's turn up the blue, now red, and yellow, and maybe some of the overall lightness. There's some flickering, but close enough. So now we can play the game in the safety of daylight. This really transforms the world of Silent Hill into something different. It doesn't reveal much, and it shows you that the programmers used a lot of light tricks to hide elements around each corner. When Harry gets into a car accident, it's clear that Cheryl's first instinct is to run off into the fog. In any case, Harry wakes up, notices that she's gone, and eventually catches up to her. When he gets close, he calls her and she doesn't listen, but instead decides to run away even further. Well, not so fast, Cheryl. Let's see if we can put the brakes on you and figure out what's going on. It took some time and it's obviously pretty glitchy, but at least we have Cheryl calmed down and frozen in place. Here we get to see some hidden content that we've never seen before, a close-up of Cheryl. She just stands there, so I guess we can presume that we've now successfully beaten the game. We've discovered a lot of in-game secrets, but what's lying on the surface of the game disc? Let's have a look around the folders on a normal PC. We see a lot of TIM and TMD files, which appear to be assets that are mostly used around the towns. There's a test folder here. Certainly there has to be something interesting in here. Here we've discovered a 3D town that has never been seen before, and there's some people hanging around here too. I suppose this could have been a sample town that was used during the early stages of development. When we apply a texture to it, it looks really detailed, more so than the original. There doesn't seem to be any texture data associated with the people, which is unfortunate, but nevertheless it's a peek at some unseen imagery. Now let's check out some more TIM files. We haven't seen this one before. It looks like the hospital bed that was in the opening sequence. Here we have some food from the Silent Hill Cafe. And here's a pretty typical option screen. This is not a joke, this was actually on the game CD. We can assume that the developers never thought it would see the light of day, but here we are. There's quite a few other random images with Japanese text. Let's have a look. Also hidden on the disc is this piece of unused audio. Let's have a listen. It seems to sound like a jungle and doesn't quite fit with the rest of the atmosphere. Overall, the Silent Hill demo disc contains some pretty interesting content. I really like that the developers threw in some things of their own. It shows that Team Silent was really a creative team, and that's why we ended up with such an original game. Thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.